Okay, so we're looking at 24-hour time and 12-hour time conversions today. So first we'll look at 12-hour times. Now 12-hour times are what we call AM and PM times. Now what are AM times? AM times are times from 12 midnight and up to but not including 12 midday. So you can see that down here. The AM times are from 12 midnight up to, all the way up to, but not including 12 midday. So that means from 12 a.m. to 11:59 a.m. Okay, so those are the AM times. All right, now just note that 12 midnight is considered to be 12 a.m. and 12 midday is considered to be 12 p.m. Now what about the PM times? The PM times, well, they are times from 12 p.m. to 11:59 p.m. Okay, so they're from 12 midday and up to, but not including 12 midnight. So from here, 12 midday, which is 12 p.m. all the way up to, but just stopping at 11:59 a.m., right? Because otherwise it wouldn't be a PM time. So the PM times are from 12 p.m. all the way up to, but not including 12 a.m. So 12 p.m. to 11:59 p.m. is essentially the PM times. Okay, now what about 24-hour time? Well, 24-hour time shows the times. Shows the number of hours and minutes after midnight and is written with 4 digits. Now, because it's a number of hours after midnight, 12 a.m. is 0000. So you always need 4 digits for 24-hour time. Now, 6 a.m. is 6 hours after 12 a.m., 6 hours after midnight. So that means the 24-hour time is 0600. So again, you need 4 digits. Then we get up to 12 p.m. Now 12 p.m. is 12 hours after midnight. So the 24-hour time is 1200. 6 p.m. Well, if you think about it, 6 p.m. is 18 hours after midnight, isn't it? Because from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. is 12 hours. And then from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. is 6 hours. So 12 hours and 6 hours is 18 hours. So the 24-hour time for 6 p.m. is 1800. And then we go all the way up to 2400, which is 12 a.m. So you might have noticed that 12 a.m. can be 2400 or 0000. So those times represent 12 a.m. Now, how about converting AM time to 24-hour time? All right, so the first thing to do is to write the time with 4 digits, add zeros if needed, so there's 4 digits. There should be no colon and no AM. Okay, so let's have a look at times from 1 a.m. to 9:59 a.m. Now, for these times, you need to insert a 0 at the beginning so that there are 4 digits in the time. And we're going to add 2 zeros for times from 12 a.m. to 12:59 a.m. So let's have a look at the first one. 5:23 a.m. Well, that's 5 hours and 23 minutes after midnight, and that's in this category here. So 1 a.m. to 9:59 a.m. 59 a.m. Insert a 0 at the beginning so that there are 4 digits. So we're going to go 0, 5, 2, 3. And notice that there is no colon. Now, colon means the 2 dots here. So we don't write the 2 dots. We just write the digits with a 0 at the front, and now we've got 4 digits there. So that's 24-hour time. Now 9:46 a.m., that's still in this little range here from 1 a.m. to 9:59 a.m. So again, we put a 0 at the front, and then 9, 4, 6, and there's no colon there. Okay, so those first 2 questions are the times from 1 a.m. to 9:59 a.m. Remember, 24-hour time is how many hours and minutes it is after midnight. Now, what about 10:17 a.m.? Well, that's already got 4 digits, and it's AM, It's 10 hours and 17 minutes after midnight. So these are all just AM times. 12:23 AM. Well, we're just going to write that as 12:23. That's 12 hours and 20. Actually, that's not correct, is it? Because it's a number of hours after midnight. So this is here 23 minutes after midnight. So it should be 0, 0, 2, 3. Okay, so midnight is 0, 0, 0, 0. So 23 minutes after midnight is 0, 0, 2, 3. Okay, now what about converting PM times to 24-hour times? Well, for times between 12 and 1, just write the digits of the time with no PM or colon. So let's have a look. This is between 12 and 1, isn't it? So to convert this to 24-hour time, this is PM, don't forget. I'm just going to write 12:28. What about this? I'm just going to write 12:54 with no AM or PM and no colon there. Okay, so for times between 12 PM and 1 PM, you're just going to write the digits with no colon and no PM time. Now for times from 1 PM onwards, we're going to add 12 to the hour. So here's the hour here. We're just going to add 12, and we're going to write the time with 4 digits. So 1 plus 12 is 13, and then we need 4 digits, so we're going to add 2 zeros after that. Here, add 12 to the PM time, so that's going to be 16, and then add 2 zeros. And 2:43 PM, just add the 12 to the hours, that'll be 14:43. Alright, so that's converting PM time to 24-hour time. Alright, now what about converting 24-hour time to AM PM time? Okay, if it is less than 12:00, then it is AM time, and that's morning time. That's one thing to be aware of. If it is from 12 to 12:59, then it is PM time. You just write the digits with a colon and PM. So 12:00 is just written as 12:00 PM, or you could just write 12 PM. 12:35 is written as 12:35 PM. Okay, so this is saying it's 12 hours after midnight, and this is 12 hours and 35 after midnight. Okay, so this is for these times. Now, what if it is 13:00 or more? Then it is still PM time, and we subtract 12 from the hour. So 13:00, if we subtract 12 from that, we get 1, and then it's PM. Or you could write as 1:00 PM. Here, 15:24, you notice it is more than 13:00, so we're going to take 12 off the hour. 15 minus 12 is 3, so it's just 3:24 PM. Now here are some more examples in the table that you can read through. All right, let's try these examples. So convert each 24-hour time to 12-hour time. So for this one here, 10:20, that's 10 hours and 20 after midnight. So that's going to be an AM time, isn't it? 10:20 AM. 21:30, that's 21 hours and 30 minutes after midnight. So we're just going to subtract 12 from the hour there. 21 minus 12 is 9, so it's 9:30, and it's PM, isn't it? Because it's more than 12 hours after midnight, so it's going to be PM time. Now 0050 is 50 minutes after midnight, which means it's going to be 12:50 AM. And 12:40 is 12 hours and 40 minutes after midnight, so that's 12:40 PM. Now we're going to convert these 12-hour times to 24-hour times. Now this is 8:15 AM, so it's in the morning. So it's 8 hours and 15 minutes after midnight. So it's just 0815. 2:40 PM. Well, this is in the afternoon, isn't it? So it's 2 hours and 40 minutes after midday. So we're going to add 12 to the hour. So that'll be 14:40, and you don't write the PM there. here, 12:20 p.m. So this is 12 hours after midnight and 20 minutes after 12 midday, so 12:20. Now, to calculate the time difference between 4:35 p.m. and 9:10 p.m., first thing I would do is calculate how many hours and minutes it is to get to 9 p.m. So I'm going to go from 4:35, okay, 4:35, and I want to jump to, and that's p.m. I'm going to jump to 9 p.m. first, and then I'll go from there to 9:10 p.m. Okay, so that means to go from 4:35 to 9 p.m. that is 4 hours and 25 minutes. Okay, and then from 9 p.m. to 9:10, that's 10 minutes, isn't it? So altogether, that is a time difference of 4 hours and 35 minutes. Okay, now the time difference between 5:20 a.m. and 11:10 p.m. So let's start with 5:20 a.m. Let's jump to midday first. So in other words, 12 p.m. And then we're going to jump from there to 11:10 p.m. So that will be 6 hours 40 to get to 12 p.m. and then that'll be 11 hours 10. So if you add those two together, it'll be 17 hours and 50 minutes as the time difference. Okay.